Today I'm going to take you through the most technologically advanced motorhome on the market. My name is Tyle. We're here on location at the Motorcoach Store. Let's start this journey. Like I mentioned before, I'm Tyle Fore, president here at the Motorcoach Store in Bradenton, Florida. We're here today on site introducing the new LOKI LC019 custom order coach. Now let's begin the walkthrough of this masterpiece that LOKI has created. So here we are on the outside of the coach of LC019, and we're getting into the cargo bays. And in this exterior, I mean, that's absolutely stunning with the LED lighting, and I mean, the color, the wrap going through the windows, everything is pristine. So this particular customer elected not to have a cargo tray so he could maximize the storage. And if you look at that, the space is huge. Even with the 55-inch TV that is in there, you still have incredible storage. And then coming back to the second bay, you have full pass-through with a sound bar and a subwoofer that you can Bluetooth to, as well as the sound bar that's connected to the TV. Okay, so with the outside TV, the 55-inch TV with the sound bar, it has an electric mechanical lock that you simply push a button and it unlocks, and then you can pull the TV out, and then from there it will slide and you can make it parallel with the coach, cover up the bay, cover up anything that you may have in there storage, push it back and make it totally flush so you can have a wonderful patio experience. So in the passenger side third bay, you have this amazing outside kitchen that the customer elected to do. And they have the chef version, which goes in the second bay, which takes up the whole bay. It is the most incredible kitchen I've ever seen in a motorhome, much less almost an apartment. The LOKI version is much more condensed, but it still has all the features with the expanding tabletop. It has your refrigerator, it has your wine chiller, it has your electric grill that is removable, so you can simply unplug this and take it to your picnic table or your campsite and totally use this whole patio area. The cargo bays get out of your way, so you have all of this space that you can utilize. So to stow the kitchen, you simply hit two levers and the top folds down, locks in place, and then you come over and you release the lock and the kitchen just slides back in to go into the traveling position. So behind the grill, you can see a keypad, and what that is the UV system for the entire coach. So what that does is that provides purified water throughout every dispenser in the entire coach, no matter what you're doing. So behind the grill, you have the integrated toolbox to work on whatever you need to work on. And then above that, you have your charging shelf, basically, with 120 volt power. So you can plug in your drill batteries or whatever else you may need. And it has this nice little safety rope to keep it from falling out when you're traveling. In the fourth bay, you have your 200-gallon fuel tank, which you have access here. And then you have the employee signature plaque. I can't think of a better testament than signing off on something, saying that you worked on it and completed a project. And so that is very unique to LOKI, that every employee that ever put hands on this coach actually signed this plaque and put their name and their stamp of approval on it. Now let's check out the other side of the coach. Okay, so now we're on the driver's side. In the first bay, you have the backside of your pass-through storage, which you can, again, this customer elected not to have the cargo tray so he could maximize the storage. So you can see how tall it is and how much width you have, not only in that bay, but also the second bay. Full pass-through storage. Coming to the third bay, you have your 20,000 kW of inverters and 2,600 of solar that's mounted on the roof. This is a pass-through system where the system is constantly monitoring the power source, and it chooses which source is the best to select from. And then from that point, it provides power to the coach. All you have to do is flip the switch and the light comes on. So you never have to worry about switching between generator or inverter or shore power. It does everything for you automatically. And speaking of the generator, you have your 12.5 commercial kW generator enclosed in a quiet box, so it's very, very quiet. Both that and your Oasis hot water hydronic heating system are tipped together and come out in front of the drive axle with a nice stainless steel tip, which is a very nice aesthetic for the coach. Behind that, you have your plumbing manifold. There's a lot going on here. You have your 50-foot shoreline reel. You have your 50-foot water hose reel. You have your extending faucet, so if you need to fill a bucket, you can. You also have your control panel to where you can access and operate anything from the coach. You have your water manifold bay where you can cut off any hot or cold water supply going to the coach. So if you have to work on something or change something out, you can cut that off and maintain water to the rest of the coach, which is a really nice feature. You have your control for the hydronic heating system. You have your sewer hose storage. You have 120 power. A really cool feature, in addition to the 3-inch discharge that you have for the coach for the sewer, you have a macerator connection, which requires a special adapter that doesn't open a valve until you insert the adapter, and then from there you can pump it through a 1.25 inch garden hose all the way up to, you know, whatever length you're needing to travel. So now that we're through with the bays, let's talk about the powertrain for a minute and what Prevost does in their construction process and what they utilize with the Volvo engine. So here at the engine bay, we have the Volvo 500 horsepower engine with the Allison transmission and retarder with 1,850 foot-pounds of torque. That's pretty standard for the Prevost company, as you know, they're owned by Volvo at the end of the day, so that just makes sense that they would partner with each other. It is all part of the big umbrella. But one thing that LOKI does that is very unique is they add this bracket and 2 additional 200 amp alternators for the 48 kW inverting system in the lithium pack. And on the back side of that, you can clearly see the pressure washer integrated into the box with the integrated storage wand and a 100-foot water hose. So you can go all the way around this coach without having to make connections. So before going inside, I would just like to point out, I do have another LOKI coach here at the Motorcoach Store that you're more than welcome to come here and view. You can also find the link in the description below. Now let's go take a look inside and see what LOKI created in this masterpiece. So the customer's vision for the interior of this coach was very open and spacious. That's why it's very bright and welcoming. You know, even though they added custom features like extending the driver overhead above the sofa to increase storage capacity. And you know, they still have plenty of sleeping. So you have the queen size fold out airbed from Villa, which LOKI, you know, in their creation and again the customer's vision for this coach, you know, I mean, what's really nice is instead of having separate seat cushions, you know, they carried that seat cushion all the way across, so you don't have to worry about each individual seat cushion moving. You know, just nice appointments like that. You have your dual recliners, which are motorized, they're rechargeable, so you can plug them up and they last, you know, depending upon use. They have a lithium battery, so it could go up to 2 weeks to a month. It just depends on how much you use them. You know, you have your motorized table that extends, it rotates, and it slides. So if you want to have up to 6 people, you can certainly do that with ease in this coach. So going to the kitchen, you know, the customer elected to have a touch faucet for water, which is really cool. So you have hot and cold, and you can simply tap it anywhere on that faucet to activate that water coming on. You have your integrated soap dispenser. You have your induction cooktop, but a really cool feature that I love is this butcher block that simply just pulls out and then it folds up. So you have this wonderful working station for the entire coach and the kitchen. So going to the microwave, you know, again, keeping that clean, simple look. The customer elected to go with the GE Cafe with a white face. And this not only is a microwave and convection oven, it also is an air fryer. So you have every option available to you that you could ever want. The customer also elected not to have a integrated dishwasher. The plumbing and electrical is still there, but instead you just have a very large storage drawer. And again, pointing out the dovetailed joints on all the drawers with the solid maple, the soft close, self-closing drawers is just another touch that Loki really pays attention to. You notice the lights come on when you open the cabinets. And to keep that cabinet door locked, you actually have an electric lock on every single cabinet that keeps that cabinet secure while you're traveling. More of a safety feature, so items don't fall out of cabinets during travel if you're on those unstable road conditions. You have this beautiful linear layout in the ceiling that's not only decorative, but it's also functioning as that's where your 4 roof mounted ACs discharge from while you're traveling. So it's all integrated, so you never have to worry about being uncomfortable when you're traveling going down the road, because the wonderful thing about that is when the room is in, it discharges from the center. So it's not blowing on top of the room. Behind that, you have the integrated coffee area where you have your coffee bar, nice storage here. Again, those integrated lights, you have locks that keep the shelves from moving and rattling going down the road. Again, just attention to detail. You have integrated wine storage, so you could probably hold, I'm gonna say 9 glasses, plenty of opportunities to entertain for your guests. So going back to the key features that Loki really pays attention to for that customer experience, they want everything accessible. So with the Garmin system that they integrated into the coach, you have tablets, strategically placed all across the coach. From that, you can control everything, you can monitor everything. You even have removable tablets that you can pick up and take with you and operate. And again, another feature that Loki integrates is that smart privacy glass. And if I wanted to turn that off, you just simply hit 2 buttons for the driver and passenger side, and then you can see the motorhomes on the outside inside the showroom here. So there's much more to the Garmin system and its capabilities and how Loki integrated it in for the coach, and we're going to dive into that a little bit later. So one of the main things in the motor coach industry is customers having everything that you have in your normal everyday house available to you. So with that being said, entertainment is a big part of that. So let's dive into that. So here at the front of the coach, let's talk about the AV system. So behind me in this cabinet, you have all your AV equipment, and with that equipment, you have the interface system, which utilizes Control 4, which customers are familiar with in their own homes. In addition to that, you have your Starlink. So when you're traveling, it's always connected to the internet, and Loki even has an auxiliary port for that Starlink. So if you're at a campground and parked underneath a tree, you can simply plug in a cable and have your remote Starlink that you can set up, and then you still maintain that internet access. To operate the TVs, I'm simply going to get the tablet that's magnetically connected to the base, and then from there I'm going to push 2 buttons, and with those buttons you'll see the office TV or the travel TV come up and the front 65-inch fold down for the main living room. So, when you're parked, obviously this is what you're going to be utilizing. When you're traveling, again, connected to the Starlink antenna, you can watch, stream, do whatever you want to going down the road. A really cool feature on this lift is it's magnetically locked in place, but you can pivot it 360 degrees if you want to. And then there's a lockout, so you can't damage the TV by stowing it when it's not in the proper position. Now that it's in the proper position, I can simply hit these 2 buttons again and the TVs will stow. So in addition to the Bose soundbar that was outside with the subwoofer, you also have that same setup inside the living room. So you have your soundbar here and you have your integrated subwoofer for your living room experience while you're watching your AV or listening to music. You can simply Bluetooth to it if you want to. So now that we're through with the living room area, let's take a look at the rest of the coach. So coming to the middle part of the coach, we have the half bath. In addition to, this coach being a triple slide, the customer wanted a half bath for his guests. You can close off the half bath with the push button of an electric door that will just electrically slide here. This customer elected to have a larger half bath, so this has an oversized sink with storage integrated underneath, and then a nice mirror section with storage underneath as well. Then you have wonderful pantry storage here. Again, pointing out the dovetail drawers here, solid maple cabinetry, very, very custom made. Again, soft close, self-closing drawers and doors. Just a tremendous amount of storage all through this coach. Directly behind the storage, you have your washer and dryer, which are revealed when you open two bifold doors that are pocket hinge that go back and then lock into place, so you don't have to worry about them coming out and competing with that space while you're washing your clothes. So now we're in the master suite, and again, LOKI carrying that theme through the ceiling that just has that beautiful linear look with the LED lighting that's so soft. You know, even in the slide rooms, underneath the overhead, and all that is dimmable, and so you can put that at whatever intensity you would want. The customer wanted a motorized king bed, so we did a motorized split king bed, so he and his wife both have control for whatever position they want. You have integrated reading lights, which just fold out and they automatically come on. This customer also elected to have custom cabinetry done on either side of the TV, which integrated additional storage for them, and it really turned out beautiful. In addition to that, they chose to have the TV on a lift, so if they wanted full view of the windows that are motorized and awning open, so they pivot from the top, and so you can get that fresh air, because again, what's the point of having a motorhome if you can't go somewhere where it's nice? So in addition to the optional cabinetry that the customer added, you know, you have LOKI's design of the floor plan with floor to ceiling cabinetry of closet space just prior to the slide outs. Okay, so now let's talk about the shower. So taking a look at, you know, again, at that smart privacy glass that you can frost out and have total privacy in the shower. You have a heated towel bar. You have an integrated fan in the ceiling. You have a linear drain. You have the slide personal hand wand. You know, just a lot of attention to detail with the lighting in the corners. I mean, it just accents everything beautifully. Okay, so now that we've talked about the shower, let's take a look at the master sink. You know, again, LOKI keeping that modern, contemporary look with that linear drain on the sink and then the faucet. You know, again, attention to detail and maximizing space. Features like the automatic disconnect for the power for your curling iron and your hair dryer in the top drawer. When you pull that out, that activates, but when you push it back in, it actually kills power, so you don't have to worry about those components coming back on and being on inside the drawer. A feature that is so cool, in my opinion, is the toilet paper holder. You know, not only the mount of it, but you can pull that drawer out and then you have storage behind that. Again, just utilizing every bit of space that you possibly can access. Coming up from the toilet paper holder, you have a cabinet above the toilet for storage. You also have a nice little niche that you can store your folded towels in, and then behind the mirrors, you have all your medicine cabinet located behind there. And again, those lock into place so you don't have to worry about them coming open while you're traveling. So now that we've gone through the interior of the coach, let's go take a look at the cockpit and see what you have at your fingertips while you're driving this masterpiece. Here we are in the cockpit area. You know, I just want to point out some key features that really make the driving experience, you know, very unique. You have your leveling control integrated in right here for the valid leveling. You have all your coach controls, you know, that comes from Prevost. But then, you know, LOKI adds these e-mirrors that are on the side of the coach, and the view that they give you, not only in the daylight, but in the nighttime, it is unbelievable. You know, and all that is tied into the brigade system that is around the entire coach with 360-degree view. You know, and then I have my Garmin control where, again, you have full coach control. Again, going back to the details of the LOKI coach, you know, the dash with the three tones of the dash and the Cantera leather that they used are just beautiful accents all throughout the entire coach. And in addition to those accents, you know, they even go to the detail of adding true carbon fiber, you know, for your grab handle and inserts and accent through the dash. And then, you know, on the entry door, you have your Garmin screen. So if you're outside, you have full control of the coach And again, you can simply take down the tablet at the passenger chair and also take that with you outside, but there's really no need to because everything is right there on the entry door. So speaking about that removable tablet for the Garmin system, let's take a look at that. So now that we have the passenger tablet, just so you can see it, you know, on the home screen, I have full control over the coach. So I can open windows, I can lock the doors, I can lock the cabinets and unlock the cabinets. I can control all the interior lighting, you know, just from this quick access on the home screen. If you want to dig deeper, you can certainly do that by selecting lights, and you can control each area independently. You can run the awnings out. I can run my slide outs from the Garmin system. So again, full control of the entire coach integrated into the Garmin system. In addition to that, you can also see the status of the battery. So I can simply pull up the electrical system, and then you have all your information displayed. And again, you can do this from any screen throughout the entire coach. You can also access your holding tanks. So your fresh water is 178 gallons. Your black water is 75 gallons and your gray water is 75 gallons. And so you can monitor those levels again from this screen or any screen throughout the entire coach. Keeping in mind for usability for the driver, you know, not only do I have a cup holder on my left side, I also have one on my right side. Then you have a flip up storage area, you know, and then the driver's seat, this is an air ride seat, so it's super comfortable as you're traveling. It just flows across the road. And you know, it doesn't stop there. That carries through to the passenger seat. So the passenger seat, you know, has heat and cool, as well as massage. It has lumbar, it has a footrest, and it also has, in addition to that footrest, a tray that slides out underneath. So if you don't want your feet elevated, but you still want that platform to cover up that wheel well, it has a mechanism that comes out that you can put your feet on underneath the passenger chair. So if you found yourself in the master bedroom and somebody rang the doorbell, another nice feature that LOKI integrated in is the doorbell camera. And so everybody has their phone with them at every time. So whenever someone rings the doorbell, you can simply see who it is on your phone. Thank you for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed it and found it very informative. If you want to know more about LOKI's build process, the links are in the description below. If you would like to view a LOKI in person, please feel free to reach out to the Motorcoach Store and we'll be happy to answer any questions and show you what we have available. If you like what you've seen today, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.